Your Excellency, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, my dear brother, and Mrs. Ahmed, distinguished heads of state and heads of government of Africa, distinguished guests of the people of Ethiopia. If this was to achieve simply the provision of water and energy to the people of Ethiopia and surrounding countries, it would be a marvel of history, a marvel of engineering, and a boon for the prosperity of the people of this region. But if we are to be honest, it is not simply the achievement of what has been done here for the provision of water and energy and the catalytic effect that it will have on economic and social development and security, but it is the journey. Above all else, the journey. The journey of a people who have remained proud throughout history, who have attested that the origins are here, and who have defied all attempts to keep them down. When we toured the facility in the last few hours, I turned to my brother and I said, "This is the Adwa engineering feat." And I say so for those who do not know, including many from my own Caribbean community, that when the international world determined that this project was not to see the light of day, that it was not to receive the financing of companies that like to make money and therefore were usually only interested in repayments, that when that befell the people of Ethiopia, the people stood tall, and the people determined that this project was not beyond them, and that it was going to see the light of day, even if it meant that every person who could give, however small, however large, could do so, and even if it meant that it would take much longer than it would otherwise have taken to build. The people of Ethiopia stood tall and put their money where their mouth is. And $5 billion later, we have the prospect of a project that will speak not just to the prosperity and stability of the people of this country and surrounding countries, but it also speaks to what can always remain within our grips and remain possible as people of Africa and African origin. On behalf of my own country, Barbados, on behalf of the Caribbean community, on behalf of the 6th region of the Africa Union, the diaspora, I stand here today to say that you have opened our eyes and you have excited the sensibilities that we have. And we know that if ever there was a time for those sensibilities to be awoken, and if ever there was a time for us to understand our possibilities, it is now, when the world seems not to be able to find itself and to create the opportunities for ordinary people, because a few are dominating and others are determined to ensure that while some dominate, we are not going to be victims of our time, but we can be shapers of our destiny, or as we say in Barbados in our anthem, firm craftsmen of our fate. Adwa told us in the Caribbean what was possible if we bound together and created that great Pan-African movement that led to our independence as nations, that led to our understanding that the language of Marcus Messiah Garvey, delivered on the 1st of October 1937, that we must emancipate ourselves mentally. Adwa taught us that these things were possible, and we have seen what we have achieved over the course of the last century. I pray today that as we leave here, that we will see the awakening of Africa, not just in this part of Africa, but the entire continent and its diaspora, because this is evidence that when we work together, anything is possible. In my own country, we have a simple saying that inspires the efforts of ordinary people every day. And in our dialect, it goes like this: one blow is kill old cow. It is a determination that one blow at a time, one step at a time, one person at a time, we can achieve so much. I leave you, the people of Ethiopia today, confident that if we, as I said in Algeria last week, can rise to the occasion of working together, then this continent and its people and its diaspora that will be responsible for 1/4 of the world's population, that has given us a demographic dividend that no other continent is now giving us, that we know that you can rise, we can rise, and that we shall be the humanizing element that the world needs now more than ever. Let us go forward in love, in unity, one aim, one purpose, one destiny. Congratulations to the people of Ethiopia. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellencies, we might have an Air Force flyover during the course of the program.